Imagine a world where we all coexist but are actually living in silos. Suppose if Startup Alliance has not brought us all together, we would have missed an opportunity to connect with each other, right? We found something similar in the knowledge industry where training as a sector is deprived of its market connect. So we are here to solve that problem. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rakesh G. Menon. I'm the founder of Scopin.com. I have 20 years of corporate experience. I started with Tata Consultancy Services. 2 years I've been mulling on the idea of Scopin. 1 year back we launched. We have got traction. And we got started offline revenue as well. Scopin is world's first on-demand and managed marketplace for the training industry. We connect trainers, create one-on-one connect between the trainers and the training market. We were incubated in the initial stage at Northeastern University, Boston, and we are supported by Kerala Startup Mission from a grant perspective. 60% of the trainers do not have enough job in hand. 77% corporates finds it difficult to reach to the right trainers. And the current available solutions are structurally and technologically constrained to solve this existing supply-demand gap. It's a $350 billion industry worldwide, of which $100 billion is from North American market, and a projected $32 billion Indian market as per Ken Research in 2012. Today it would be at around $50 billion potential market, but only $5 to $10 billion market has been tapped. Corporate wants a solution, a training management system which helps them to source a reliable, right-fitting and accredited trainers, and they need access to unaccessed trainer market. And trainers needs direct corporate connect, live access to the market, what's happening in the market, what requirements are coming from the market, regular engagement and a proper payment mechanism. So conventional system is wherein you have got corporate vendors and trainers. Corporate spends, let's say 100 rupees for a training. After all the expenses, the trainer gets 40 rupees. Corporate expects a quality of 100 rupees, they get a quality of 40 rupees. Any system, any industry where there is a leakage of quality never grows. So we created an enterprise SaaS solution where the corporate can put up their requirements live and it will get tagged to appropriate trainers live in the instant, and they can apply for it, and the corporate will get relevant applications of trainers, not hundreds of applications downloaded from Naukri. How are we different? 90% of this market is unaccessed. While our competitors focus on the access market, we focus on an access market. And the access market, which is the current corporate training requirement world, is by default our market. We have 3 products: enterprise for corporates, SaaS for trainers, and mobile app for the trainees. Onboarded 40 companies on the product. We are just about to start monetizing them. In talks with, in offline business, in talks with HSBC, Cargill, OpenText, and all these big companies. On revenue stage with Omega, iNurture, and Kraken. We are targeting 50 corporates offline to be onboarded in the next 1 year. Our website has hit about 60,000 page views. We have onboarded about 700 trainers out of about 6,500 users. It's 11% conversion at this point of time. We are hoping to monetize them very quickly online. How do we make money? We have got 6 streams of making money across 5 different market, and we have clocked a revenue of 25 lakhs in last 9 months. And next year we have confirmed a PO of 50 lakhs, and we aim to clock a revenue of 1.5 CR in next 1 year. We are not just a product, we are a technology company, but we are not just a technology company, we are an ecosystem by now. We are all over the marketplace. We conduct training programs for the trainers, so we have a solid ecosystem of over 5,000 trainers with us as of today. We have raised about 25 lakhs so far from 6 investors at the pre-investment level, at a bootstrap level, and we have been granted from the Kerala Startup Mission as well. So we have an ask of 1 CR, which we'll be using primarily for product development and sales and marketing. So if you want to invest in an unexplored sector with a blue ocean strategy, invest with us and we would be happy to have you on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So, any questions, sir?
Yeah, so typically what we have found in the training industry is you have e-learning mechanisms, you have MOOCs, right? We are not in that space. We are not a training company, we are a technology company. What we do is all the resources which is available in the training industry, we bring the demand and supply to one place. No? We connect the trainers with their market. That's all. Yeah, we are a marketplace. Yes. Okay. See, typically trainers, what happens is they come as a trainer after 15, 20, 40 years of experience. And unfortunately, when they land up in the training business, they don't understand that they're actually starting a new business as such. And most of these people doesn't have business background. So what they do is they go with two-pager CV to the corporate, and the corporate will see them as a job seeker, while they are carrying immense wealth of knowledge. So what we have done is we have moved out from a two-pager CV to a proper technology-oriented digital profiling for them. So every trainer in Scoopin has got a website for themselves. It's a three-dimensional view of the trainer, wherein we capture all the events that they have conducted in the past and the future events which they are going to conduct. So we capture not only their credentials, their training profile, but also their events and blogs. So that makes it very rich. And then we also have mobile app through which the trainers can collect the user feedbacks, which also will come and sit in as stars. So in all ways, we are creating a digital profile which nobody can ignore at any point of time. Right. Very big problem, very big problem. I'll tell you two instances. One is HSBC and one is Siemens. So HSBC, the biggest problem for them is they have maximum number of their employees are from IIMs and IITs, right? And they don't have trainers who can actually train these people because these people are already overloaded with information. So they are currently importing trainers from Malaysia and Singapore and other areas, which they don't want to do because it's a cost at the end of the day. So they don't mind spending, but they don't get the trainers. This is a big problem, big problem for big people. Now for Siemens, until we started off this, we had an assumption that there would be corporate who would not be engaging vendors in between and directly taking trainers from the market. That was our assumption, which was not validated at that point of time. But we got it validated with Siemens, wherein we found that 95% of their trainers are directly empaneled with Siemens, and they are regularly engaging. So the problem with Siemens is not the availability of trainer. Their problem is that they don't know how to handle the payroll of these people. They don't know how to manage this entire thing because it's a workforce by themselves, but they are internal consultants. They are not employees. So it's a bigger problem. So combining all these things, they need an end-to-end training management system which will take care right from the trainer need analysis to sourcing, to deployment, to empanelment, to getting the feedbacks and rating, to payroll and to re-engagement. So we are solving this problem as an enterprise solution for the corporates. Sure, sir.
People who are not registered here, how are you going to do that in the future? Are you see, because you cannot the 5,000 people or 10,000 people will not be the possibly the main people. You may have to go beyond that.
Yes.
How are you planning to address this using the technology either through AI or machine learning, where you can dynamically connect to the people beyond the people who are registered, and then through some message you are able to identify the best training?
Sure. First and foremost thing is we have not spent even a one single rupee on marketing yet. We are bootstrapped. We know the value of marketing when it has to be done. If we don't do it on right time, we will bust ourselves by exposing ourselves too much. So we have we have kept the good part of the story for a later time once you get onboarded with us. But otherwise, we have an IP pending on the idea which you have asked me. So I cannot completely reveal it. I can definitely talk about it one-on-one. Okay, we have an IP pending on how we are onboarding these trainers and converting all the entire subset of trainers onto our platform. Right. pardon me for that. Okay, but otherwise, it's a simple mechanism of reaching out to the trainers, getting them one by one, brick by brick. We want to build it. So far we have done it brick by brick, and with the aid of some funding, we will be able to definitely dramatize the whole effect and get the people on board. Because we know for sure that trainers are always already on Facebook and LinkedIn. They are not they are not people who are not available outside, no. Only if we in future, when we go to vernacular languages and no things like that, when we want to grow at a scale, we will have to think about different problem to solve. But as of now, we have a big problem, simple problem to solve, wherein how do I capture everybody who is already there in LinkedIn and Facebook? That itself is a huge market for us, and it's very easy to reach out to them. If today I want, I can reach out to them, but I'm not doing it because without funding, without adequate strategy, we will not do it.
See, one of the problem you mentioned is that the trainers, they don't get opportunities.
Hmm.
Now, once you onboard all the trainers on your platform, how will you ensure or guarantee that they will get engagements?
So biggest problem with this industry is the timing. It's not like a job market. In job market, what happens is once a person onboards, for next 5-6 years, he doesn't need to come back. But in training industry, one trainer can get engaged multiple times. So that's how our business model is very different compared to job market.
So I'm not talking about that one trainer.
Yeah.
That one trainer who is getting opportunities in LinkedIn will anyway get opportunity in your platform as well.
Right.
Right? There are a bunch of trainers who are not getting opportunities.
Yes.
Just because they come and onboard onto your platform, how are you ensuring that they get opportunities?
So first statistics is, sir, that on an average, the trainers don't have job for more than 2 to 3 days in a month. Only 2 to 3 days the trainers have opportunity. After that, they are sitting idle. So we have a big problem to solve, wherein we need to take it to approximately 15 days. At least 10 days is more than good enough, because it's a well-paid industry. 10 days is good enough. So our first criteria is how we take this up from 2 to 3 days to a 10 day. So we need to think about skilling, upskilling, reskilling of the trainers themselves before even think about this problem. So there is a bigger opportunity lying there in terms of revenue generation by skilling and upskilling the trainers. That is one. Second thing is, many of the corporate requirements out there is getting wasted because they don't get trainers on time, or because they employ anyone and everyone because they just need to tick one, one of those task item in their employee welfare mechanism. So it so happens that it just gets done, but nobody benefits out of it. So the quality is very, very less at this point of time in training industry. So
I think it's a fantastic idea, because there's a demand,
yes,
and then there is a supply.
Absolutely.
Right, and they are mismatched.
absolutely.
In corporates, whoever of us have worked, at the end of the appraisal cycle, will identify the training, but will find it difficult till the demand is aggregated to deliver those training. But going back to the Swiggy model,
Yes.
right? So what is the value add that you are doing? One is discovery, right? But ensuring that the training delivery happens, right? So for example, on Uber or on Swiggy, they also take care of ensuring that that restaurant from where I ordered, the delivery is complete.
Right.
How will you be able to do that, right? Because if that doesn't happen, if the experience is, I came onto your platform, I discovered a trainer, and later on the experience is not great. Will you have this thing for complaint resolution, right? Kind of a, that.
So we have two models, sir. One is a freemium model, or a completely online product model, where it's a marketplace. They come, they discover each other, they get into the thing, and we don't because we don't involve in the money that they transact. So we don't have to kind of commit to anything more than that. So we just get a subscription from the trainers and the corporates, and there ends the matter. That is one model. There we don't have any legal binding. There is another model which is a managed marketplace, where we support them right from the onboarding till completion of the program. Huge money is involved in that. Okay, so we do it because we get money. We can do it easy. So that's why, sir, ours is different is because ours is not just on demand, but it's also managed. So on demand managed marketplace is a new concept which is evolving very fast, and we are into that.
There's one last question I would like. You mentioned that corporates pay $100, but the trainer end of the day gets $40.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
Right. So there's a quality disparity,
Absolutely.
quality control.
Yes.
Where are you coming? Are you paying $100 to the
No, right at there where the problem is. Now with our system, the trainers gets direct access to the corporate. So corporate knows that this trainer is available. Earlier it was through a vendor, right?
I reiterate, bucks is a worthy training
Hmm.
on hourly basis.
Hmm.
And if a trainer is worth 40 bucks, right? There's a difference in between a 40 bucks trainer and a 100 bucks trainer.
Yes.
Do you agree to that point?
Yes, absolutely.
So now, when you're promising a corporate that he will get 100 bucks worth of a trainer, is he getting the quality of 100 bucks, or is he getting the quality of say 60 bucks
Hmm.
or 70 bucks? That's the point that I'm trying to understand.
Correct. I agree. And
Because you said that
yeah,
you're solving that purpose. Either then you will mark up something on that 100 bucks worth of trainer. I'll put up a quote of 120 bucks,
Yes.
130 bucks. But again, the expense to the corporate goes high, right?
yeah.
So that's where I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. So what we need to understand here is the 100 bucks is not the actual market value. It would be somewhere around 70 bucks. So corporate is already considering a premium because they are taking a service from a third party. So what will eventually happen is somewhere in between 40 bucks and 100 bucks, these two people will come and join and say that let's do it for 70 bucks. I'm saving 30 bucks, you are getting 30 bucks extra, win-win, and we continue the journey. That's where it will come. Because we are creating a parallel system which connects the trainers to the corporate directly. So now the corporate have more options than ever before. Earlier it was through vendors, now vendors is also there, and you have direct market access as well.
That I,
At this point of time, not yet enabled, but definitely it has to come at some point of time.